Bogey the easy holes and birdie the hard ones.
By the way, he's in the Navy, if you couldn't tell.
Hit it. Welcome back to part 2 of Playing with a +6. My name is Frederick, and this is A Golfer's Walk. In this part, you will see where I actually injured my knee, where my kneecap slipped out of position. You'll learn how AJ plays a mud ball, and you'll hear his mental approach to each shot. The next hole is number 7. It's a long par 4, 458 yards up the hill and to the right. It's actually not a terribly difficult hole other than a little bit of the length because there isn't a lot of trouble off the tee. It's really about being able to make a putt on this big green.
Should come back in nicely. Just in the rough, got about 132 to the hole. So when I went down to Joey D, one of the first things they do is they do an evaluation of your body,
Right.
to kind of see where you are either weak or out of balance.
Right.
So like in my case, they found that I had very poor internal hip rotation, but like extraordinary exterior, so which
Right.
meant that I over rotate my hips, and that causes problems.
Right.
And the other thing was they found calf, my one side of my calf muscle was, for some reason, was super tight, which kind of prevents certain movement in the swing.
Right.
So they start with that, and then they kind of see where you're at. Now it's a thorough thing. So I have MRIs because of my back issues and a lot of medical reports, and they read through them and actually found things I had forgotten about from like 12, 15 years ago in my back. And then they worked with me on, for me, it was about stabilization of my back to start with, and to make sure that the pain that I was having would go away and that was stable around the core before they would start giving me, I'm going to call it more of a power move. So most of the exercises they gave me were centered around using my own body weight or bands and resistance, as opposed to, dumbbells and that sort of thing. The other part was I worked with a guy by the name of Andrew who goes out on tour. He has 5 different players on tour that he works with every week to get them ready before and after the round. And one of the key things was a warm-up routine that not only loosens all those muscles but gets them all warm and ready. So like today, I was in the locker room ahead of time doing that, doing some stretching, warming those muscles up, a lot of internal hip rotation, a lot of my middle back and stuff like that. And it's amazing because I'm 50 and got a lot of issues, and it used to be hard for me to loosen up on the range. I'd hit quite a few balls before I actually felt like it. And so now when I do that and I go out and hit balls, it's like I've been hitting balls for 15 minutes already. So it makes a big difference. Yeah. So they've got, I think in their stable right now, they have Dustin Johnson, Justin Thomas, Ricky Fowler, Brooks Koepka, a whole host of other ones, but also on the ladies' side they have Michelle Weave, Lexi Thompson. I mean, there's a Korda, I think is another one top.
Korda, Jessica Korda.
They're out of there as well. I mean, it's an amazing number of great athletes that have been number one in the world. I mean, he had 3 number 1 in the world last year between Justin Thomas, Koepka, and Dustin Johnson. I think they know what they're doing.
I think so.
Stop! Right. Spin that right off the front. Pretty good. He got it up there. I did.
Break it all. I thought I was gonna swing.
Yeah, sort of looked like it. once in a while. All right, good par 3. 223 hole. Luckily, the pin is not behind the bunker. Easy. Push it back, man. That's like subterranean right there. That's wet.
So what I felt here was, as I went down, for some reason, it just felt like my knee was a little bit stuck, in that I would be able to bend my knee to a certain point and then I would stop. But I stopped short of where I normally could, so I couldn't squat all the way down. I just felt tightness. And so I kept trying to, I thought, I don't know, maybe a muscle was tight. I wasn't sure what it was. Something was just a little weird. And since I've never had knee problems before, I didn't know what to think. Didn't know what it would be. I just knew that it felt wrong. And what had happened is that the muscles were actually, which is what holds the kneecap or the patella in place, had actually pulled it off of where it's supposed to be. And as a result, it stretched another muscle, which is why it would feel tight. But luckily, I never forced it. While it felt very uncomfortable, I never forced my knee, and as a result, I never did actually damage any of the ligaments or tendons. The heavy rain that was coming down on 8 continued while we played 9, so the camera was not able to be used. The hole was relatively uneventful. I hit it to the right, punched it out, knocked it up on the green. AJ was pretty routine as well. So.
All right, new 9. Not right. Not sure if you could see it, but back there on the par 3, I did something to my knee. So. Alright, so the punch shot from the trees came out short. Plenty green to work with, so.
We ended up playing through a group that was in front of us on 11T, so we didn't have the cameras out. Number 11 was a pretty straightforward par 4, about 420.
Hauled it right into the wind perfectly. You're right, honey. It is a very unfortunate break. deep. That collar is so high right
Way to get over all that is to not kind of whatever happens with the shot, it happened. You know, you have to make sure you do everything you can to before the shot. Because once you hit the ball, there's no telling what it's gonna do. So you leave it short. It could be because of the grass. It could be because it hit a bump or something like that. So you just have to make sure that before you hit that ball, everything before the ball is what you control. Everything after that it happens. So you kind of have to just go ahead and deal with it. It's a bigger picture. So before the shot, that's the most important part, is a pre-shot routine and all that, going through that process. And then whatever happens, and you can't be upset or butthurt about anything that happens after that. It's all.
That is what you call a mud ball. About 194 uphill into the wind with mud. I don't think I can hit it over. Mud ball. So AJ, what do you do when you get a mud ball? How do you approach it?
Just hit and hope, pretty much.
Hit and hope.
Yeah.
There we go.
So I'm gonna just try and hit this as high as I can. Because it's gonna knuckle, so I want to hit it as high as I can.
Right.
Just hope it hits.
Yeah, that's
where
true.
I want it to.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be hard to get airborne. Oh, now he's at the mercy of the wind. That's a great shot, right up on the green. Well done. Well, I managed to put mine in position to be able to get it up and down. Now I just got to get the positive strokes going.
I finish everything.
I usually do.
The reason is because it's all routine. When you're playing in a tournament, you don't get to pick up a ball unless you're in a match play. So, I've missed putts like this to have a shot, and I'm never gonna do that again. So I finish everything. Don't try this at home.
Don't try this at home without a hard help. Holy cow. Oh.